Hey guys, welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, yes, I finally quit my job to travel the world. If you know me personally, you know this has been a long time coming. I can't stress that enough. If you don't know me, you probably did not know that I had a 9 to 5. Yeah, sometimes a lot of people think that, so I did, and I no longer have it. So I won't do an intro to this because I think I'm going to accidentally answer some of the questions, so I have them here on my phone. Let's hop right into it. Are you excited? This is my face 100% of the time. I'm one of those people, I just don't get excited about things, and for me this is no different than all of the trips I've already taken. It's no different than if I move to another state in the United States. It's literally just me living for a short period of time, but me living somewhere else, and yeah, it's normal life. So no, I don't get excited about things like that, but the things that I may do, or the fact that, you know, I don't have to go into that office anymore, that's exciting. Question number 2. How long have you been planning this trip? Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys like a super quick timeline. I moved to New York City at the very end of 2014, like the last few days. So I was there all of 2015, all of 2016, and up until October this month of 2017. So I would say toward the end of 2015 or around mid 2015, you know, a lot of stuff had happened in my personal life, and I was like, I just want to quit and travel. And I think that's when the height of, you know, the HuffPost articles, like, I quit my job to travel. So I was kind of like caught up in that, because I'm like, if another person does it and I really want to do it, like, I'm going to scream. And I probably did scream a few times. So I wanted to do it starting in 2016. 2016 came and went, and I had set the quit date of September 1st, 2017, or I would do all of August, and you know, September I'd be in another country. So it worked out that I had a trip in September, so I'm like, I'm not gonna leave right now, and some things were happening at my job where I'm like, okay, October I'll put in my 2 weeks notice, and October 9th was the day that I put it in. So yay. As far as planning the trip, I literally a month ago decided where I was gonna go. So there was no real planning for this trip. It was just, I always knew I wanted to quit and travel indefinitely. I always wanted to do Paris first. I think it was one of those, some people are really afraid of success and succeeding, so I think I was subconsciously talking myself out of Paris, like, oh, I'll go to Paris if money's no issue. And then one day I'm like, wait a minute, money really isn't an issue, at least if I wanted to go for a month or 3. So I said, scratch that, I'm just gonna go straight to Paris. However, I just went for my birthday for like 5 days, which is great. I would love to live there now, but Europe is a little too cold for me right now, so we're gonna go somewhere warm. Stay tuned to find out where it is. Question number 3. What made you quit your 9 to 5? There are like so many things that go into that. I started at this company as a temp, and I wanted more stability, so I'm like really hoping they would hire me full time, and they did after being a temp for 10 months. And I liked the company, and I was enjoying the people that I worked with for the most part. And I think I got to a point where I started clashing with my boss, kind of, and it's like I would go to work and I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with her today. So there was a lot of that, and that was constant, but that's not the main reason. At some point I realized I didn't want to work in an office setting. Like, I don't want to be required to sit at a desk from 9 to 5 days a week, and then I have my hour-plus commute to and from there every day. I'm wasting my life away. Like, the majority of my life is being spent there. I'm required to be in that office if I want to check. I don't like that, and it's fine if you do. It's fine if you love your office job so much and you can't imagine working from home or anywhere in the world, but that's not my ministry. Like, I can't stand it. It makes me miserable. Another thing is, a lot had happened with my company, and a lot more work was given to me, but no more money. I kept waiting around like, maybe I'll get a new title, because my title was whack, and my boss would say things like, oh, no one cares about a title. People are gonna care that for 3 years I was this title. Why would they bump me up to maybe, I don't know, head of something or director of something if they're like, but you were just this, you can't go from this to that? So that doesn't even make sense to me. But yeah, a lot more work was hitting my plate, and nothing else was coming with it. You know, no raise, no promotion, bonus didn't reflect it, so I had to get out of there. Also in 2017, I went through a lot personally. It was kind of similar to 2015, but I just realized that I couldn't deal with my boss, me being unhappy, having to go into an office every day, rain, sleet, or snow, and I just wanted to be happy. Like I was quickly but surely becoming miserable there. Miserable. I felt like I was dying. That job was killing me, and I had to do something about it. It's never going to be the right time. I kept saying, oh, you know, when I save this amount of money, or let me try to find this other job, or it's never going to be the right time. So I took the reins in my hands and I quit. Another person, this is an Instagram question, asked how to travel after you quit, and her follow-up was, you know, funds don't last forever, student loans, etc. So I would say, you know, the easiest way is to find another job that you can do remotely, which plenty of people have. Find a remote job, and then when you quit, you have another job. So I personally am a travel writer and social media influencer, and I have to do the work and then I get paid. It's not a steady every 2 weeks, you know, you have a check. Well, sometimes for me it is, but it's not a every 2 weeks or every week or monthly, you know, I get a consistent paycheck. So you only eat what you kill. I personally, you know, did not come across a remote job, and I did not care, because that ultimately isn't what I want to do. Like, I only care to work for myself, at least at this point in time. Like, there's nothing against people who like having a boss, and technically as a travel writer or as an influencer, I do have a boss. My audience is my boss. The companies that I work with are my bosses. So yeah, but I just wanted a break. I wanted to take a chill for, I keep saying like the first 30 days I don't want to do anything, but it could be like 3 months, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, funds do not last forever, but I still have money coming in month to month. I have money saved up. I have another chunk of money I can tap into. So I'm not doing this with $0 and somehow hopping on a plane. But how would I advise someone who, yeah, getting a remote job, or, you know, if you're a freelancer, making sure you have gigs set up in advance, or saving X amount of money, or like me, you know, when it comes time to have to get like a little side job or remote work or freelance work, like, that's fine with me. It's not I'm quitting and never gonna work again, travel the world forever. Like, I gotta work. So that is the plan. As far as student loans, yes, I have them. I have been inspired by a few other travel influencers and have relationships with some of them, and I was worried about student loans as well, because I pay a pretty penny, like more than anyone I've ever met. That's what I pay monthly for student loans. Like, it could be somebody's rent out here. I pay that. And so I would talk to them about that, like, what are you doing about your student loans? And they just don't pay them, or maybe by now they pay them again, but when they first quit their job to travel, you know, they stopped paying them. So I'm pretty torn between continuing to pay them or deferring them for a little bit until, you know, my money is not consistent enough, but until I fully replace my old salary or what I hope to be making more. So I'm torn between that, but as for now, I'm still paying them every month because I have the money to. So question number 5, what's the budget to travel the world? So trying to make this brief, but as you know, I never do. Earlier this year, I went to this conference and a girl said that she quit her job with no backup plan, or her backup plan was her blog. And she had I think $3,000 set aside. So when I heard that, I'm like, I can do that. Let me get $3,000 together, and when I'm ready, like, we're gonna make it work. I always said to myself, you know, give me 30 days and I'm gonna make this money. But so yeah, $3,000 was her number, and she was like, she didn't know how that was going to last her a month or two, because she lived in LA. I think her rent was high. Like, you have other expenses, like just groceries could be a couple $100s a month. You have gas, you have your car, no, you have insurance. So stuff like that adds up really quickly, but you have to really believe in yourself and know that you're going to bring this money in or flip it. For me, my magic number would be about, even though I still have money coming in, let's say my magic number is 5,000. For no particular reason, it's just when I did the math, and without me having to tap into my reserve funds, that's about how much I would have had. But like I said, I'm still getting paid for things, or, you know, getting other jobs. So let's say 5,000. And let's talk about what that includes. So for me, I've already got my Airbnb for, I'm staying almost a full month in one place and like a week in another. I probably paid like $400 something for the both. And it's kind of free for me, because when it comes to traveling, you should have certain credit cards with perks where, you know, my points on one credit card balanced out and basically erased my rent for a month. As far as my flights covered with points that I've had. For a year, I think I've been holding on to these points, and I spent maybe 30,000 points on a round trip flight. So yeah, it works out for me. So far for this journey, I have yet to spend any money, and I'll be somewhere for a month. So cost of living is cheap there, food is going to be pretty cheap, alcohol is going to be pretty cheap, and yeah, so that's how it's working out for me so far. When I come back to DC for a couple weeks after that, and then head back out of town to who knows where, maybe somewhere warm again, maybe I'll finally go to Europe. I'll also, you know, my rent for that will be pretty much covered. My flights round trip will be pretty much covered. So it's kind of tough for me to talk about the money thing, because so far everything's free. A lot of what I may do may be free for content for my blog, or I may get paid for certain things. So it's kind of tough, but maybe I'll do a part 2 of budgeting once I do finally start coming out of the pocket for certain things. So yeah, those are the best questions that I got. I may do a part 2 to this, because questions are still coming in, and if you have any good questions about this whole quit your job to travel the world journey, leave them below and I'll be sure to answer them.